What is up, you guys? Gold Pony here today in the 2017 911 Carrera. Super hyped for this one. The 911 Carrera is one of the most iconic designs in history with all the amenities of a modern sports car, so this one is going to be fun. Let's start with pricing. And there are going to be two transmission options for the new 911. First one being the manual for $89,400, and the other one being the PDK transmission. That one is going to start at $92,600. Power plant is going to be the same though, regardless of what transmission option you go with. And this one is going to be powered by a 3-liter 6-cylinder twin-turbo boxer engine, putting out 370 horsepower at 6,500 RPM and 331 pound-feet of torque, available at a very low 1,700 RPM. 0 to 60 time comes in at 4.4 seconds for the manual and right around 4 seconds flat for the PDK, with a top speed of 183 miles per hour. That is pretty sweet. That power is going to be sent to the rear wheels again through your choice of either a 7-speed manual or a 7-speed PDK, which of course does come with paddle shifters. That is the transmission option I have today. So without further ado, let me test out the paddle shifters, see how quickly they react. I'm pretty sure I already know the answer, but we're going to give it a shot anyways, just to verify. These paddle shifters are lightning quick. Yeah, I am an absolute huge fan. Everyone always says the paddle shifters are insane. Well, they are. As far as reaction times go, I'm not sure it gets much better than that. But now another thing I want to mention to you guys is located on the steering wheel for me here, there is a sport button. So what that is going to do is it's going to adjust the suspension. And by the way, this one comes with Porsche Active Suspension Management, which continuously adjusts the damping force on each wheel based on the road conditions and the driving style. And so by putting it in sport mode, you're going to create a much firmer ride with increased stability and enhanced performance. And I can instantly tell when I put it in sport mode, it downshifted for me, leaving the RPMs at a much higher level, giving you a much quicker acceleration, which is always fun. And by the way, that leads me into the acceleration. So oh my gosh, freaking love this thing. I tell you what, you guys, when you get to a certain level of speed, a certain acceleration, you really can't tell the difference anymore between 0 to 60 in 4 seconds versus 0 to 60 in 3.5, whatever. It still puts an insane smile on your face whenever you hit the gas. And I can tell you the 2017 911 Carrera is definitely going to do just that. Anyways, another thing I think is worth mentioning definitely on this one is, even though the 911 is insanely fast, the miles per gallon really aren't that bad for how much power you're getting here. And so that miles per gallon is going to come in at 20 in the city, up to 30 on the highway. That's with the PDK, of course. Manual gives you 29 on the highway, which is definitely still respectable, but that's really an amazing miles per gallon number considering how quickly this thing accelerates. And so with all that power, stopping power is definitely equally important. And so in a lot of cars, the front discs are going to be bigger than the rear disc, but on this one, that is not the case. There is going to be 330 millimeter brake discs up front and in the back as well. 4-piston monoblock calipers, again, up front and also in the back. And I gotta say, just cruising around here, as far as visibility goes, I have absolutely no issues. There is a pretty big rear window back there, which you actually do not always get in coupes, so I am definitely appreciative of that. But now enough with the driving dynamics. Let's check out the exterior a little bit here. And so up front, there are side cooling air intakes in the front fascia. Also bi-xenon headlights with 4-point LED daytime running lights. And you guys know what that looks like if you're familiar with Porsche. And there are also available LED headlights with Porsche's dynamic light system available. That is an option if you wanted to go that route. And of course, with this being the 911 Carrera, the engine is not located up front. So at this point, let's check out the cargo capacity, which is actually going to come in at 9.1 cubic feet. So I don't have all that much equipment on me right now, but just for reference, this is how my stuff fit up there. They swing you around to the side. There are body colored side mirrors. And by the way, if anyone was interested in the name of this color, it is graphite blue metallic, in case you were wondering. And as far as the wheel setup goes, up front, there are 19 by 8.5 inch Carrera alloy wheels. And in the back, with this being a rear wheel drive setup, there's definitely a staggered fitment here because those rear wheels are going to be sized up at 19 by 11.5 inch Carrera alloys, of course allowing all that power to stick to the ground a little better. And so now, but while we're in the back, there's an automatically extending rear spoiler that's going to deploy at higher speeds, usually around 70 miles per hour on the highway, providing you a little extra downforce for increased stability. That's always nice. And you do have the 911 badging back there and LED license plate illumination, but then just below it all, there is a 2-tracked exhaust system with twin single tube tailpipes finished in a brushed stainless steel. So as always, you guys, you know what's coming next? Here is that awesome exhaust clip. let's check out the interior a little bit, because this one is definitely very nice inside. This is a 2+2 seat. There's not a ton of space in the back. Every legroom actually comes in at 27.1 inches. So for reference, I'm a 6-foot adult. This is how much legroom I had going on back there. So what I'm saying is the back seats are definitely best left to children. And another thing worth mentioning is there is actually additional storage behind those back seats as well. It's not a ton, but it's definitely nice that it's there. It's probably enough to fit a backpack or a couple groceries, things like that. So that's definitely pretty cool. Then moving up to the front seats, a standard setup is a sports seat with 4-way electric adjustment of the backrest and seat height. And their seats do come in a partial leather finish with the Porsche emblem up top in the headrest. Definitely looks awesome there. And of course, as always with Porsche, there is a ton of different options available for the seats and the seat belts as well, actually. For instance, there are 18-way power adjustable seats available with memory settings. That goes for around $3,825 if you wanted that option. And there are actually different colored seat belts available as well. For instance, there is a racing yellow, there's beige, there's red, and a couple other choices, but that's a pretty nice option to have that out there. I like that. Then continuing up front, there is a leather trim steering wheel. It is power tilt and telescoping, so between the seats and the steering wheel, I definitely had no issues finding my perfect driving position there. And if you wanted that steering wheel heated, that is again an option on the 911. As far as the startup goes, this is what the key is going to look like. You got lock and unlock. You got the Porsche emblem on there too. That's pretty freaking cool. But anyways, to start this one, you actually just put your foot on the brake, and the ignition is going to be to the left of the steering wheel. And so you just put your foot on the brake, turn it towards the steering wheel, and this one is going to let out a giant roar, which sounds awesome. Then as far as the gauges go, there are 5 individual displays here. All the way on the left is going to give you your oil temperature. The next one is going to be your speedometer. Speedometer, by the way, goes up to 200 miles per hour, which is pretty cool because, again, this one has a top speed of 183 miles per hour. Center display is going to be your RPMs, because really that is most important in this one. And then moving on to the right, the next display is going to give you your time, your temperature, and a bunch of different driving statistics, as well as how many miles you have left until you hit empty. That is definitely nice. And lastly, you got your fuel gauge as well. But then as far as overall interior quality goes, back to this again, this is amazing. Let me start with the James Bond cup holders we got going on here, because honestly, if you're not familiar with Porsche, you're not going to know where to find these. And so above the glove box, there is a silver finish. If you press that in, that's going to open up, giving you access to 2 different cup holders. Once you press that comes out. And I believe the reason they do this is so that the cup holders are not interfering with the shifter. So that's definitely nice, because a lot of cars that I test drive, the cup holders are either right behind the shifter or right in front of it. So especially if it's a manual and you're constantly shifting, if you have a cup there, you're constantly hitting that, and that's not a good thing. Another thing I really like on this one, there is a 911 insignia just behind the shifter here. And if you look up, there is an Alcantara roofline throughout the vehicle. Definitely gives it that race car feel. Of course, there is dual zone climate control, 1-touch power, as you often see. And then front and center, there's an analog clock along with a little digital clock within the analog clock. So you got the best of both worlds there. And then looking up, there is home link for up to 3 different garage doors, which is always nice as well. By the way, I always have to mention it, there is a power moonroof on this one. Those controls are actually going to be located behind the shifter. Normally you would find them up on the roof with most vehicles. It's actually just behind the shifter there. And so, but now anyways, let's move on to the tech. There's an available Porsche communication management system available with navigation, including Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And this one actually does have that. So this one does give you the option to go with the manufacturer navigation system, or if you have a smartphone using Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, you also have navigation through there, and you can like and dislike your songs through Pandora. You could also do text messages through those 2 apps, as well as iHeartRadio and a bunch of different apps as well. And there are buttons below this screen, so you do have the option to actually just press everything through those buttons, or the screen is a touchscreen display as well. So it works basically exactly like a smartphone with swipe motions and everything else that you use on a smartphone. So that's pretty cool. Again, you can check out the car's information. There's a home screen that kind of has everything in one place for you. You can link your phone to the car, give you Bluetooth capability as well as audio streaming. And lastly, your radio information is up here as well, which leads me into the sound system. Standard sound system on the 911 Carrera is a 150 watt 8-speaker sound system. That does come standard. However, there is an optional Bose surround sound system that goes for around $1,590. That one's going to give you 550 watts, 12 speakers, and a subwoofer. And of course, that is the one we have today, thankfully, so I'm super excited to try that one out. Let me see what's on the radio, see what we got going on here. Let's test out the clarity, the bass, all that. There we go. Whoa. absolutely incredible amount of bass, insane clarity, ton of loudness. Definitely expected nothing less from Bose though. Incredible sound system though if you want to opt for that. Then lastly, if you wanted to take that a step further, there is one more additional sound system available. That is going to be a Burmester high-end surround sound system. That one is actually priced at $5,290, but that includes 821 watts, which would be insanely loud, 12 speakers again, 300-watt active subwoofer, a Class D digital amplifier, which I'm sure would sound absolutely insane. But to be quite honest, I am perfectly happy with that Bose sound system I just heard. Anyways, last thing I wanted to mention on the tech side of things is when you do put this one in reverse, there of course is a reverse camera with guidelines, and the vehicle is going to be in the corner as well, letting you know if you get too close to something. The 911 is going to sense that and kind of give you a heads up so you don't go running into anything. That's always nice. But as always, that's going to lead me into safety. So to start, there are front side and side curtain airbags. There is a driver and passenger knee airbag as well. That does not come on every car out there. That's definitely nice. There's also thorax airbags in the back seats, which is the first time I've ever heard of that. And speaking of those back seats, there is latch back there, aka lower anchors and tethers for children. So if you have small kids, that's for the car seats, of course. And like I previously mentioned, the brake setup is quite nice as well. There is 4-piston monoblock calipers, 330mm in the front and the back. And lastly, as far as the brakes go, I want to mention this is a pretty sweet brake setup as well, but there is an available Porsche ceramic composite brake setup out there. So if you wanted to spec this thing out in full race mode, that's going to be an option you want. And so, but anyways, that is about it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like the video and subscribe. Feel free to follow me on this stuff at the bottom of the screen right there, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay old.